So the implication of that is that you are, if not the only investor with a sponsor, you are at least a significant majority investor. Is that the right assumption?
Yeah, we're usually the only. So the way that we like to do business is to have almost a joint venture where the developer has a relationship with Greybrook. Greybrook represents its capital. So to the developer, they're dealing with one decision maker. They're dealing with one partner, if you will, in decision making, in execution, in strategy. And that's us as Greybrook. We don't have a problem being in a deal with other GPs or other limited partnership vehicles. It's our strong preference to be the only. So usually the way we approach things is the developer or sponsor will put up a share of the capital that they're accountable for. We, Greybrook and its investors, put up the balance, and there's two parties at the table.
And what is the biggest pushback that you get from investors or from new prospective investors to that kind of structure? And I have a couple in mind. I'm not going to suggest them, but
I think the biggest pushback is the fee structure, because there's a promote structure that the developer obviously is entitled to. There's, management fees, if you want to call them that we're entitled to. The vast majority of them are back-ended, so they're success fee based. Mm-hmm. We like to create an alignment in that regard. So people say, okay, great. Well, but if I invest directly, then there's not this additional layer. And my answer to people is, look, like you and I'm not saying this because I'm on my side of the equation. This is how I invest in my personal life. Mm. Fees are there effectively if I'm getting value for them and the work is being done and it's either providing me with greater protection or greater maximization of my opportunity. I'm more than happy to pay them, especially if they're back-ended success fee-based fees. So we like to look at this as saying, look, you're getting an additional layer, not only of oversight, but actual execution. And we're there through our structure to protect investors. In many cases, you can invest directly with a sponsor, but again, you're going to be beholden to the decisions of that sponsor. And frankly, look, I know this business enough to know that there's inherent conflicts as it relates to what's good for the money and what's good for the developer, who also has their infrastructure and other considerations that they're thinking about. When you're on our side of the equation, that goes away because the developer's infrastructure, their own considerations are of no consequence to us. We're making decisions strictly on behalf of the investor and what's good for the investor.